The other day, the amazing designer Shir posted on Twitter that he is quitting design after his client used Fable to design a better logo than his. It did an amazing job, and he realizes that now AI can design better than him, so he is quitting. This post has gone so viral that Dylan, the CEO of Figma, had to respond to this and basically say, well, it's not, design is not dying. We still need designer. We're still hiring designers. And the comment section is obviously going crazy between people who are agreeing with him and people who are saying he is wrong and, putting their takes on it. I think there are always, on the sides are very extreme. And I think that the truth is more nuanced, which is what I want to share in this video, my perspective about it. By the way, Gal is my friend. I know him for over 10 years, and I have full respect to him. And what I want to explain in this video is why perhaps he is right to quit, but that doesn't mean anything to me, doesn't mean anything to you, and for the design profession. And so the first thing that, by the way, if you're not familiar with who Shir even is, well, he's really an amazing designer. Recently, he's been really going viral for not only making amazing logo design, but he's also creating these videos, reveal of the logos that help the companies that are doing rebrands with him go viral. And so everybody is raving and everybody knows that he is an amazing designer. So he says that, then, maybe it's worth listening to him. But I want to explain what I think the difference is between a technical skill dying and a whole profession dying, okay? Because throughout the, design, the history of design, there were a lot of times where there were technological changes that made some skills redundant. And this is, you can go to before print where there were like all books were written by letter artists. And, once there was print, you didn't need people to actually write them unless you had like wedding invitation or something. So like 98% of letter artists or people who were writing for a living got fired. And then of course there was, when the computer invented, nobody needed to cut photos anymore and you started doing things on a computer. So in every stage there were technical skills that died and a whole you can call it professions, right? But there was just like a technical skill within the whole realm of, I guess, design that it's just changed. The title changed. There's no more typesetters, right? Now people were just doing it on the computer. So some professions got disappeared while people who are using the new technology, reinvented himself. I personally felt this throughout my 20-year career as a designer. I've spent years learning Macromedia Flash and an ActionScript, which was like the coding language for it. I got so invested in it. I took courses, I learned it. It was my job. Then Steve Jobs announced Flash is dying. And so my whole, skill that I've invested in and was my profession completely died. Then I invested in Photoshop. I was like, I was the guy working in advertising, and I was the guy that had to kind of like cut the models with all of the hair, to remove the background. And back then, removing the hair was such a difficult task in Photoshop. It would take hours. Again, I did specific courses for that. I trained for this for a lot of time. I actually super enjoyed doing it. I would get into the zone and just work on a single image for hours. Now there's a single button in Photoshop, remove background, does a better job than I used to do. So this whole skill and thing that, again, was very valuable, there was a person in the company doing just that, got completely erased. So these things are happening. And perhaps the skill of actually going and pushing pixels and, designing logos, even it's not just technical. I fully agree that there's a lot of creativity that goes into this as well. But perhaps that skill is being replaced right now by a different tool, by AI tools. And maybe that's right. We'll talk about Gal in a second, but that doesn't mean anything about design profession as it is. And I'll explain why. But first of all, let's talk about Gal for a second. So again, a little bit of context about him. He used to work in an amazing company called Lemonade as a product designer. And I think he quit his job. I don't remember. I can open up LinkedIn like 7 or 8 years ago. He actually quit his job as a designer to become a content creator. And he's an artist at heart. So he started to do these beautiful illustrations and he would upload videos on Instagram that started to go viral. So he became a full-time content creator and actually made a living as a content creator just doing art. And then at some point he did that for a couple of years. Then he got bored of that. And then now he started doing a different kind of art and different kind of paintings. So he is an artist at heart. And the funny thing is, although he quit design years ago to become a content creator, he actually came back to design, not because he had the money, but because he loves doing design so much, and that's how he's now going viral by doing logos. So he is in this as an artist that really loves the craft. And in that sense, if the only thing that he cares about is about, again, creating the art, using the pen tool, again, something that I've invested a lot of time as well on learning how to use the pen tools and design logos and that kind of stuff. If that's the whole reason why he's into designing logos, and that's not necessary or valuable anymore, then perhaps it's good for him to quit. But I'll give you an example from me. I can very much relate to Gal because I also got into design because I loved the craft of it. I got into it because I loved drawing. I started by doing logos, again, learning the pen tool, and I love getting into the zone and doing the whole, design, like the physical design. However, when I started working as a designer and started freelancing and started working with clients, I actually fell in love with a different part of design, which is working with clients, because I realized that when I'm working as a designer, I'm not just an artist doing beautiful logo for the sake of it, right? I'm actually helping them. I'm helping them to solve problems, right? And I sit with them for hours on strategy session and discovery calls to realize, what do they actually need? If you think that clients come to a designer and they know their problems and know how to explain it so they can write it in a prompt, you have never worked with clients, with good clients, because it takes hours of talking and interviewing and sometimes arguing and pushing back to understand really who they are and who their clients are and what trade-offs are they willing to do in terms of the design or in terms of how they want to communicate themselves. So this is a really, to me, an interesting part of the process that later you need to execute, of course, with output. It needs to be translated into a design. And that possibly can be done with AI right now, but the part of working with the clients and serving the clients, that's the thing that I fell in love with. And I realized is actually where the real value of designers are, really by being creative problem solvers and not just the people who are pixel pushers or just like making things pretty. And the other thing is, I always think about Paula Shir, who is an amazing designer from Pentagram. She's famously designed the $1 million Citibank logo. And she said, every kid can design a beautiful logo, but it's very rare that people know how to go to the company and have like a board of 9 different managers. Each of them has a different feeling or thought about this logo, and getting them to agree to actually use this logo. And it's very difficult. And those who can do that, those are the designers who are getting paid the big bucks, right? So she explained why she can charge $1 million for a logo, because it's not just the technical skill of drawing a simple logo that makes her work valuable. And again, this type of thing is the reason why clients are still going to hire us, right? Because they are not sure what is good. They can't agree on it. They don't have clarity on, what is it that they're trying to do? How do they stand out? And I'm pretty sure myself that, Gal, he might quit, but he's still going to have a queue of clients lining up to work with him, because clients are still hiring. But I would admit that, the sunk cost, there's a sunk cost bias, which basically means that stuff that you have invested so much time in and so much effort, you are biased to not want to give up on these things. And again, I feel this as well because I'm in design 20 years and I have invested a lot of time, as I've said, invested a lot of time in Flash, invested a lot of time in Photoshop, and now invested many years into Webflow and all of these things. And the world is changing and what's valuable is changing. And it's difficult, it's painful, right? It's painful when what you have worked and put years of training and a lot of money in and is perhaps today your livelihood is changing into something else. I can understand why it's painful. I can understand why it's scary, and I can understand why a lot of people are worried. But to me, if you're a real designer, then you're not just in love with the technical aspects. You're not just in love with the how and with the craft. You're also in love with the why, and you're in love with solving problems for clients and being creative and serving clients and helping them go through this process and helping the world have better design. I know it sounds funny, but there's so many designers who complain about, oh, I did a good design, but my client ruined it. So to me, that basically says that you can be a better designer because you can advocate, you can help your clients make sure that the design that ends up living in the world is better, right? And so that's why we are still going to be valuable. And to me, again, as somebody who is in love with the problems that my clients have and how to help them, I am very, very excited about my abilities to execute with AI and to have AI do things better than I could, whether that's cutting hair, from photos, or execute on logo designs. So for me, I'm still very, very excited. And one of the funniest and best probably comments or reactions to Gal post with Brett from Design Joy, who basically said, good for Gal for quitting because now I have more work. And by the way, I think they are friends. But the point is this: while there's all of this hype about quitting and death, we, the people who are actually working with clients and know what's going on right now, know that clients are hiring and that there is money. So if you want to go ahead and quit, go ahead and quit. We're going to still keep doing job. We're going to keep serving clients. We're going to still make money doing this thing that we love and we're excited about. So that's it. I mean, don't buy the hype. By the way, I'm about to do a workshop, I think tomorrow. So I'll link that below, about the whole change in the web design industry and how I see it and how you can adapt to that change as well. So I'll link, maybe this video goes before the workshop, but anyway, I'll link to that workshop below this video so you can check it out if you want to understand how to adapt as well to this change. Because yes, there is a huge change. We need to adapt to it, but we can do it and we can succeed and win in this new world, which I'm excited about. I hope you are too. Stay positive. See you on the next one.